It is 3:12 a.m. The bedroom is dark. The phone screen lights the ceiling above your bed. You have been awake since 2:40. You open the banking app because your mind would not stop running the numbers. The checking balance reads $312. The credit card reads $2,800. The car insurance autopay hits in 4 days. The rent is due in 9. You sit with the math in your chest, and the math does not fit. You put the phone face down on the nightstand. You stare at the ceiling. You pick the phone back up, same numbers. A question forms in the quiet, not about the math, about the feeling. Why does money at this level feel like a trap? Why do people at higher levels never talk about it the way you feel it? What is money doing when you have none? Nobody explained this. You are going to explain it to yourself now. At this level, wealth is doing something specific. It is extracting you. The poverty tax removes a piece of every transaction. The overdraft fee, the late charge, the high APR, the minimum payment loop, the check cashing fee, the daily interest on a credit card grows while you sleep, the deposit fee on a rental, the cost of being unable to bulk buy, the cost of being unable to wait for a sale. At this level, you are paying a tax nobody named. Here is what the money is teaching you. Money behaves differently at different weights. When you have none, it moves fast and leaves. When you have some, it slows. When you have a lot, it parks. The amount changes the behavior of the substance. The rule at this level, money without a cushion is not yours. It belongs to the next bill the moment it arrives. The shift begins when the cushion starts, not when you earn more, when you keep more. The first $500 you do not spend is the first money you have ever owned. Everything before the cushion belonged to someone else on a schedule. You lie in the dark at 3:12 a.m., the phone has gone to sleep. You have the first half of an answer now. The question no longer weighs the same. 2 years later, a Thursday morning, 7:40 a.m. You wake before the alarm. The bedroom is lighter now. The phone on the nightstand did not wake you in the night. You open the banking app as a habit, not as panic. The checking balance reads $3,200. The credit card reads $0. A savings account holds $7,400. A retirement account holds $5,600. At this level, wealth is doing something different. It is absorbing shock. A car repair hits. The balance dips. The balance returns. A dentist bill hits. Same motion. A small medical copay. Same motion. Each event finds a cushion and dies there. The chain reaction has stopped. A $300 surprise cost is a $300 surprise cost. It does not generate a $500 follow-on. Here is what the money is teaching you. Wealth is mass. Mass absorbs impact. At zero, every impact bounces you backward. At stable, impacts land and settles. You still track your spending, you still check prices, you still say no to 3 dinners out of 4. But the no's are choices now, not constraints. The rule at this level, stability is not the absence of problems, it is the presence of a cushion. The first real wealth you ever own is not a car or a house. It is the space between you and the next bill. The shift begins when you stop thinking about this month and start thinking about this year. The horizon stretches. A Roth IRA enters your language. A brokerage account enters your language. An index fund enters your language. You did not know these words 18 months ago. You know them now. You used to wake at 3:12 a.m. and stare at the ceiling. At this level, you sleep through the night. The ceiling looks the same. The body underneath it has changed. You set a goal on a Sunday, a $20,000 savings number by year end. You write the number on a sticky note above your laptop. The sticky note is the first time in your adult life you have pointed at a future and believed it would arrive. 6 years in, a Saturday afternoon, you stand at a coffee bar in a neighborhood you did not grow up in. The drink costs $7. You pay without checking your balance. You have not checked your balance today. You will not check your balance today. The dashboard checks it for you. At this level, wealth is doing something new. It is creating distance between a decision and a balance. You make small purchases without doing the math. You make medium purchases without a flinch. You make large purchases with a conversation, not with a crisis. The daily friction of money has been removed. The weekly friction has been removed. The monthly friction has been softened. The yearly friction remains, because taxes, insurance, and property still matter at this level, but the everyday texture has changed. Here is what the money is teaching you. Wealth converts into time. The time you used to spend calculating, comparing, waiting for sales, clipping coupons, negotiating bills, and chasing discounts has returned to you. A weekend afternoon, which used to be a budgeting session, is now an afternoon on a couch with a book. The rule at this level, comfort is wealth converted into unscheduled hours. A rich week is a week with blank time in it. The shift begins when you stop optimizing cost and start optimizing time. The question changes, not how do I pay less for this, but how do I pay someone else to handle this? The cleaner, the laundry service, the tax preparer, the grocery delivery, the oil change was handled at the dealership instead of the driveway. You used to do your own taxes for 3 nights every April. At this level, a preparer handles them in 90 minutes while you read a book in the next room. You are giving up labor to buy hours. The math works because your hours have become worth more than the labor you delegated. At this level, the concept of busy changes. You stop wearing the word like a medal. You start guarding the opposite. You want empty time. You want quiet mornings. You want a Saturday that runs on nothing but preference. Wealth at this level is unscheduled Saturdays. 10 years in, a Monday morning, you open an email from a property manager. A tenant has renewed a lease. A check will hit your account on the 1st. The amount is $2,400. You did not work this month for the $2,400. You did not call the tenant. You did not repair anything. You did not sign anything. You did not drive anywhere. At this level, wealth is doing something fundamentally different. It is earning while you sleep. Dividends land in brokerage accounts on their schedules. Rent lands in bank accounts on its schedule. Interest accrues in savings on its schedule. A piece of a business sends profit distributions quarterly. Each of these streams runs without your ongoing effort. The earlier stages required your labor. This stage does not. Here is what the money is teaching you. Wealth stops being something you earn and becomes something you own. The distinction is not semantic. Earning is a verb. Owning is a state. Your earnings require your participation. Your ownings do not. The rule at this level, affluence is the stage where assets outpace labor. The math of your life is no longer dominated by the paycheck. The paycheck has become one of 5 or 6 inputs. The shift begins when you stop viewing a job as a survival tool and start viewing it as a lifestyle choice. Work becomes optional in kind. Even if you still choose to do it, the leverage has moved. You read the property manager's email again. You write back a 2-sentence reply. The reply takes 90 seconds. You walk to the kitchen. You make a sandwich. The $2,400 has not cost you an hour. T this level, a mental shift locks in. You start thinking in systems, not shifts. You stop asking how many hours you will work this week, and start asking how many assets you will add to the system this year. The system is the product now. The system earns. You maintain the system. The person in the 3:12 a.m. bedroom did not picture this stage because they had no category for it. Labor was the only lever they understood. Ownership was a foreign language. You speak the language now. 15 years in, a Thursday afternoon, you close a deal over a phone call that lasts 22 minutes. The call moves more money than you earned in the first 8 years of your career combined. You did not sweat through the call. You did not prepare for a week. You read a brief that an advisor sent on Monday. You ran 3 numbers in your head on Wednesday. You took the call on Thursday. The deal closed on Friday. At this level, wealth is doing something new. It is multiplying your hours. Your hour at this level is worth 10, 20, or 50 of your early career hours. The leverage is built into every decision you make. Here is what the money is teaching you. Wealth at scale is a different substance than wealth at earlier stages. Early wealth is additive. Each dollar adds to a pile. Later wealth is multiplicative. Each decision multiplies the pile or divides it. The substance behaves like physics at high speed. The rules are the same, but the magnitudes change everything. The rule at this level, wealthy is the stage where leverage overtakes labor. Your signature, your capital, your network, your reputation. Each of these now produces more than your effort. The shift begins when you stop chasing opportunities and start filtering them. The inbox fills with proposals. The calendar fills with introductions. The voicemail fills with invitations. Your value to others has increased faster than your hours in a day. You have to say no with surgical precision. A careless yes at this level costs more than a reckless yes at an earlier level. You start keeping a yes list, short, guarded, aligned with who you are becoming. At this level, the people around you change quietly. Some old friends lean in, some old friends fall away. New people enter your orbit who speak a different language about money, risk, time, and legacy. You do not flaunt anything. You do not need to. Everyone inside your orbit already knows. Everyone outside your orbit does not need to. The person in the 3:12 a.m. bedroom is 15 years in the past. The body sleeping tonight is a different person carrying the same memory. Wealth at this level is leverage wrapped in restraint. 20 years in, a Tuesday morning, you wake at 7:40 a.m., no alarm, the sun is on the wall. You sit up, you drink a glass of water, you walk to a kitchen that faces a small garden. You have not checked a balance in 11 days. At this level, wealth has quieted, the dashboards run, the advisors advise, the systems operate. Your net worth does its work in the background while you make coffee. The checking account, which used to read $312 at 3:12 a.m., is not a memory you visit often. It lives in a distant room in your mind. The door is closed. The room is not haunted. At this level, wealth is doing the final thing it is designed to do. It is disappearing. Not numerically, mentally. The less you have to think about it, the more it has worked. Here is what the money is teaching you. The point of wealth is not the balance. The point of wealth is the absence of balance in your daily thoughts. The rule at this level, rich is the stage where money has become invisible in your own life. It runs everything. It rules nothing. The shift has stopped. You are no longer climbing. You are living. You do not work from fear. You do not work from status. You do not work from scarcity. You work if you work, because the work matters to you. You wake with unscheduled mornings. You read. You walk. You think. You spend time with people you love. You eat meals that are cooked slowly. You watch seasons change through a window that belongs to you. At night you sit on a porch. The lights of a city, or a town, or a forest, are visible in the distance. You remember the 3:12 a.m. bedroom. You remember the $312 and the $2,800 and the math that did not fit. You are not proud. Pride would miss the point. You are quiet. The person who lay in that bed, staring at the ceiling, asking a question about why money at one level felt like a trap, finally has an answer. The answer was not a number. The answer was not a strategy. The answer was not a secret. The answer was the climb itself. Each level taught a lesson that the next level could not teach. The broken years taught endurance. The stable years taught systems. The comfortable years taught delegation. The affluent years taught ownership. The wealthy years taught leverage. The rich years taught release. You did not skip any level. Nobody skips them. The ones who try lose the lessons and fall back down the ladder before they notice the descent. Wealth at the top is not a destination. It is a quiet understanding of the floors below. It is 3:12 a.m. A bedroom is dark. A phone screen lights a ceiling. Somebody is awake in a body that has been awake since 2:40 a.m. A checking balance reads $312. A credit card reads $2,800. A question forms in the quiet. Why does money at this level feel like a trap? The answer, if they heard it, is this. Every level of wealth has its own invisible logic. The level you are on is not a verdict. It is a chapter. And the chapter is teaching you something. The next chapter will assume you already learned. Broke teaches endurance. Stable teaches systems. Comfortable teaches delegation. Affluent teaches ownership. Wealthy teaches leverage. Rich teaches release. The person in the bed does not know these words yet. They will learn them, one level at a time. The phone goes dark. The ceiling looks the same. The climb has already started. And every level of wealth, from this one to the highest one they will ever reach, is a lesson waiting to be explained through their own life.